oh Lord, I thank you for your grace. Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
The Bible says that the grace of God is sufficient for you. Are you a believer in that grace? Let's show it. For all your blessings in my life, I thank you for your grace.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the iencounta. It's my pleasure being with you. My name is Emmanuel. Today, I'm going to discuss about the army and democracy. The military and democracy. And before I get into that, let me tell you a little story about a veterinary doctor, a professor in the vet school. He took his first-year students to the anatomy lab. And when he got there, he was talking to them, explaining to them about patients dealing with animals, dead or alive, endurances and observations. And at the end, he asked the students to watch him. He went straight to the dead cow on the table, dipped his finger into the anus of the cow, and licked another finger. And he asked his students to do exactly what he did. And most of them, almost all of them, they dipped their hands into the anus of the cow and licked the same fingers. They didn't know that the professor did not lick the finger that he put in the cow anus. So that's the importance of observation in anything you're doing, in anywhere you're going, in your life experiences. Observation is very, very important. Keeping your eyes open. Now, before I get to the issue of the military and democracy, let me read to you some stories here. This is from the Newsweek magazine, and this Newsweek was published in October 6, 2008. This was a quotation from Al Gore, the former Vice President of the United States. If you are a young person looking at the future of this planet and looking what is being done right now, it is time for civil disobedience. This is Al Gore of the United States. And let me read this one. This one is the Nigerian and Africa. And it was published in June 1998. Let me read. We have been looking at various scenarios for Nigeria, predicting the risk of it degenerating into anarchy. I think something political could precipitate a disaster. Previously, the population was very highly educated, but now there is a generation of uneducated youths with no jobs and with access to guns. With no jobs and with the access to guns, to arms. This is the generation we are right now. Uneducated youths. They have no jobs, nothing reasonable doing, but they have access to arms. And how do they have access to arms? It's something that all of us know, or we can guess what's going on. I've always been talking about Nigeria because as big as Nigeria is, anything that happens in Nigeria affects all other countries in Africa and in the world, because it has the greatest, the biggest number of blacks in the world. If something happens in Nigeria now, right there, all other countries around will be affected politically, economically, and otherwise. But why did Tesi Obiaha write about this in Nigeria? Because it's something very, very critical that has been happening and developing and getting worse and worse instead of getting better. Today, in a country like Nigeria, we should be exemplary to all other African countries. Nigeria has fallen into, or rather spinning uncontrollably into disaster. You go to all the newspapers in the world, go to the YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, what are they talking about? They're talking about the same story that was published in 1998. I think something political could precipitate a disaster. Previously, the population was very highly educated, but now there is a generation of uneducated youths with no jobs and with access to arms. We have a government in Nigeria, a government that you don't know who is in control, a government that people in authority are doing whatever thing they like, a government that people don't care whether the citizens are suffering or not. And they believe that as far as they have the money, the cash in their hand, and the arms, they could do anything they like. And they get away with it. But I have always, said it, we have to be very careful because they use our future, the future of any country or anywhere, they use, they have to be respected. Because the way you treat them today is the way they will be tomorrow. As we raise them, that's how they will be. Let me tell you a little story here about a thief in New York who walked into the bank, in the New York bank, and he had $20 in his hand. He went to the teller and he gave the teller the $20. He asked for change. He said he didn't come to deposit the money, but he wanted a change. And the teller opened the drawer to give him a change. Trying to be nice, the teller pulled his gun. It was robbery. I told the teller to give him all the money in his hand. By the time he was talking, his $20 was on the table. The teller took all the money he had in the drawer at that moment and gave it to the thief, and he ran away. At the end, what happened? The thief ran away with $15. That's what the teller had at that very moment. And he left his $20 on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, he left his $20 and he ran away committing a crime and stealing $15. That's exactly what we are doing. Shortchanging ourselves, committing crimes because of stupidity and our highness and impious behaviors. We don't think about the future, what will happen to our children and our grandchildren. And people think that when you steal and run away, it's all done. But you have to consider the effect and the consequences of your action. Our youth of today, I'm calling over and over again, they should wake up. The youth of today should wake up. Wake up and be awake. Wake up and be at alert. Wake up and be conscious of what is happening around you. Otherwise, you'll be making very great mistakes of your life. And by the time you realize it, it will be very, very late for you. Very, very late for you, extremely late, that you start asking, how did I get myself into this? And I'm almost specific on the people in the eastern part of Nigeria. That is a place that a lot of the things that happen there, one has great difficulties to explain them. Because those things happening there are not supposed to happen. Because those people in the eastern part of Nigeria, They are the people that are highly educated. They are very great business entrepreneurs. They are people who know what they are doing. They are highly skilled. They can do a lot of things for themselves. But they make decisions in fears, which is horrible. Their decisions are based on fear. Why do you fear when this is about your life? This is about your future. This is about everything about you as a human being. Why can't people get up? Get up, tell the government enough is enough. That has always been my position. Nobody has the exclusive right to maltreat each other. Nobody has exclusive right to be empires to other people. Nobody has that exclusive right to carry arms. If it's good for one person, it should be good for another person. It's for if it's for protection, everybody should be protected. There is nothing in any part of the world, no part of the world. Anything you find there, you will find it in Eastern Nigeria. They have everything you can think of. From oil, from gold, from farming, fishing, name it. You find it there. They can do anything. Highly skilled people. But the amazing people, the amazing thing about it is, why are they so docile to the herdsmen? Why do they like people uneducated carry arms, AK-47, threatening their lives, blocking their futures, making their lives miserable, raping mothers, ladies, children, killing and maiming without limits, without restrictions? And people are quiet. And people are afraid to defend themselves, afraid to defend their lives, even when they are pushed to the walls. When you are pushed to the wall, you have nowhere to go other than to fight back, fight for your life. Otherwise, they waste your life and they make your life miserable. They walk on the streets, on the daylights, come out on the highways, kidnap people, walk into your own jungle, into your own forest, into your own wood, your own land. These herdsmen, they kidnap your sister, your daughter, your mother, and take them to your own farmland and rape them and kill them. And you're quiet and you're waiting for a government. And which government are you waiting for? We all know Danjuma, his position in the army. What did he tell you? Defend yourself because no one else will defend you. Former President Obasanjo has told you guys, defend yourself because nobody will defend you. Which one do you choose to do? To run away? To go home and cry? Keep sleepless nights? And people are coming after you, chasing you like a rat. And you think you cannot defend them. If somebody tells you you cannot defend yourself, tell that person no, that is lying, that you cannot take it. That's what we need to do. If we have not done it, let's get up and do it today. And why am I talking about the military? Because in Nigeria now, you don't even know if you're in the military government or in a democratic government. Forget about election and no election. What is the job of the military? The job of the military is protect, defend the citizens, protect the border of your countries. And what is happening in Nigeria? What is happening in Nigeria is completely opposite. In the past, people used to be so proud of the military. Why? Because when you see a soldier, you say that a good soldier includes reliability. We used to adore them. We used to rely on them. We used to see the people that are fearless in protecting their own people. They used to show a lot of discipline. in the military, they used to be disciplined. When I was growing up, I don't even know when I saw a soldier with a gun. That was very special. But we used to admire their professionalism, their way of dressing, the decency, the discipline they have, the courage, how they motivate people, the consistency in what they do. But today, go to Nigeria, I have thousands of the videos in the YouTube. The military block the road, all the buses, especially those coming from the eastern part of Nigeria, like to Lagos or to Abuja. You see the military and the police at times, sometimes both of them together. What do they do? Doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Collecting money from the drivers. Because before you pass on the way that is free, before you cross a place that is not even a toll gate, they stay wherever place they want to stay. And sometimes, when they hear that there are crimes around, they run away. They don't even go there. They don't even go after the criminals. So it's very distressing. It's very unfortunate. It's happening in our country, our great country of Nigeria. And now, what everybody is talking about, whether you are the Igbo man, a Yoruba man, a Hausa man, a Fulani man, let everybody go. Go to your tents. Whichever place that is more comfortable, go home. Go to your own area and stay there. Leave everybody alone. Because since we cannot stay together, what do we need to do? Why do we need to be killing ourselves when we cannot live together? Everybody go to your own area and stay there. If I come your own area, that means I'm a tourist. And I'll be treated like one. You come my own area, I receive you like a tourist, make you feel comfortable, and not killing you or being against you. That's the most horrifying and destructive and dangerous passion that is going in Nigeria. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be so much crazy, like we don't know what we're doing, like everybody is like a cow, need to be driving away. And when you say you have politicians in the politics, they go there, all they want is money. All they care about is money. They fill up their pockets. The pocket that has big holes that you can never fill up. And the citizens are suffering. And the citizens are crying. And nobody is listening to them. So my position, like I always say, I said it several times, and I keep saying it. If we cannot live together, to your thanks, O Israel, let our alliance be combined. Let's reason together. A, B, C. You stay where you are. B, C. Everybody stay at your own area. And if that will make our lives different, you'll be better friends. You'll be best friends. Because when you come to my area, I give you good reception and expect the same for you to stretch out the same friendly arms when I come your own area. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat it over and over again. This is a very, very difficult time. We're encountering a lot of challenges, and the most valuable thing we're losing now is time, and time is our life. If you're 18 years or 20 years, you give somebody 30 minutes of your time. That is 30 minutes you will never get back, no matter what you do. So, let's think again and make better decisions. Thank you, gentlemen, for listening. And please, if you have not subscribed, do it right now, because we have more hot stories coming up. Thank you, and God bless.
Anybody that coming to Lagos should suspend it today, because there is no road.
Today is a different day for me. I am very, very sad about what my people are doing. It is unfair. Gaskiya, it is unfair. It is not justice. Nobody deserve brutality. Nobody deserve you come, you enter somebody land, instead of you to obey rules and regulation, you attack the people on that land. It is you that will create how the people on that land is going to behave. Okay, my heart is broke.
Every time we talk about the war on terror, most of us limit ourselves to certain geographies and countries like Iraq, Syria, Pakistan and Afghanistan. We don't talk about, let's say, Nigeria, where 317 schoolgirls were kidnapped by terrorists last week. We don't talk about Mali, where 10 soldiers were killed in a terror attack just last month. We completely ignore Niger, where 56 civilians lost their lives in a terror raid in the month of January. And we rarely see any international headlines on Burkina Faso, Algeria, Mauritania, Guinea, Chad, Ghana or Cameroon. These are all countries witnessing a devastating surge in terror attacks. Many of them have become the riskiest places on this planet. And we're making a big mistake by assuming that what these countries suffer has no bearing on the future security and stability of the rest of the world.
Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.